It's time. It's Monday. Time for a show. Let's do it. Neck is stiff. I'm gonna fall asleep on camera. Not really. Oh, nose hurts. I don't know why. Something with my nose ring. Oh well. And good morning, everyone. I had to figure out how to start the show. Today is Monday, October 28th, 2019. My name is Jeremy. And this is my first cup of coffee. Well, it was a busy weekend. Good morning, Daniel. Very busy weekend. Got a lot done. Ton around the house. Did a bunch of cooking. Worked out. Went to the gym. Just tons of stuff. Lots going on. So I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Feel free as I'm talking if you want to drop something in the chat about what you did this weekend. Something awesome. Let's keep it positive. We can go from there. Let's see. So Saturday, what was Saturday? Saturday, hung out with a friend. Ended up at a costume party. I was not in costume, but that was okay. Looks like we'll be doing costume party next weekend as well. What else? Excuse me. Got outside Saturday, did a bunch of stuff around the house. It was really nice out. Got a bunch of stuff ready for winter, which is coming. It's coming. That's for darn sure. And I don't know, just it was a nice weekend. You know, normally on weekends I'm running around, I'm traveling, and no travel, no real agenda. So I got as much done as I could and took my time doing it. And it was a nice weekend. Yesterday I did a bit of work. I'm off to help a friend with some construction back on the job site today. So did a bunch of the stuff that normally happens on Mondays yesterday. Oh, there should be an episode of Martial Arts Radio out. That happened? Well, there should be. Who's today? Let's take a look. Let's see if it's here. We're looking for a Martial Arts Radio episode. Yep. Mr. Sean Keenan. Mr. Keenan is an actor. He was in Karate Kid 2, 3. Let me check. I think we have it written down here in the notes. Quiet you. Where is it? I don't know. Hey, there it is. Karate Kid 3. So, check that out. Oh, people are talking to me. Posted, got the notification an hour ago. Yeah. No, Frankie didn't tell me the joke about the construction site. And moving forward, episodes are going to go live at 6 a.m. Not 6 a.m. Eastern, not 3 a.m. Eastern. And this is in an attempt. So, Frank, did I tell you that joke about the construction site? I'm still working on it. Ha! That's a good one. In an effort to better play the way Facebook and Apple do their algorithms to see what's trending and what to recommend stuff to who. Those aren't good words, but we're going to release it at 6 a.m. Eastern instead of 3. Because when we release at 3, people don't usually start listening for a few hours, but I still want to make sure it's there for people when they get ready for work. And so people on the East Coast, if you're someone that gets ready and auto downloads your podcast super duper early, this affects you. But I don't think there are too many of you. We can always change it back if it makes people mad. And I feel like accommodating that. So good episode with Mr. Kanan. Uh, yeah, I think that's what we got. So let's see what we got going on for questions. Remember, you want to ask a question, drop it below. I'll answer it tomorrow. Here we go. How can people overcome Parkinson's principle? I'm not sure what that is. Is that like Parkinson's disease? Parkinson's. I'm gonna look that up. I don't know what that is. Typing. There we go. Oh, also known as Parkinson's Law, the adage that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. Yeah, completely agree with that. How can people overcome that? And this is a reference, I think I mentioned this on Friday, that this is something that I deal with. I think it's about valuing your time and about having other things that you want to do. I think one of my biggest challenges is that I have worked in this way for 20 years. This is how I work. This is how I've always worked. I've not had conventional jobs. I've not had 9 to 5s. I don't have people breathing down my neck telling me to get things done because I've always been the boss. But I know that if there are days where, oh, hey, it's nice out. If I finish up my work today, I can go for a hike tomorrow. I get that work done. Don't get distracted. I know what needs to be done to get my work done. And about half of it is not opening Facebook. Such a productivity killer. I mean, it's useful. Facebook's great, but there are times I open it, to do something, to put a comment in the martial arts radio group or whatever, and I realize it's been 10 minutes or 30 minutes that I've been sucked in. The other thing that's really helpful to keep me focused is Brain FM. I've talked about that before. It's a great service, $7 a month, $6.95 a month or something, and it's phenomenal. So check that out. Everybody should be trying that at least. It's hard to imagine that something that you put on in the background could be so impactful, but it really is. What else? Do I have any other tricks? The biggest one lately is that I'm just not as productive here at home. So getting out, going to the office, going to a coffee shop, depending on the work I'm doing, I can get it done faster. All right. Question 2. Imagine for a moment that you are in a self-defense situation. You have been backed into a corner. How would you respond? There are a lot of specifics there, but if you're in a corner, probably have to fight. Now, I did an episode, I've done a number of episodes on self-defense. One of them, I don't remember the episode numbers, probably in the 200s, maybe even the 100s, where I talk about a number of options that play on people's psychology. And there's an escalating spectrum. And it's everything from, attempting to diffuse the situation and being silly and self-deprecating humor to being gross and crazy. And if it's a situation where it looks like my martial arts skills are not going to be sufficient, that's where I'm going. People don't want to fight crazy people. People don't want to fight disgusting people. People don't want to fight naked people. That kind of thing. I can't say I have tested these theories, but based on what I know of people, I think there's a reasonable chance of it being beneficial. And in a situation like this, if you're in a corner, you have to fight, you don't have much to lose. I'm glad that I don't have the experience with fighting to be able to speak to this, but at the same time, it can sometimes feel a little hollow when I make these recommendations. When I went out on Saturday, I actually took out, the reason my nose is irritated is I took out my nose ring, and it was frustrating getting it back in. It didn't go back in right. But that was on Saturday because I was going to a Halloween party with a bunch of crazy drunk people. And while I didn't, my spidey sense wasn't really going off saying, hey, don't go here, I still thought, what, take the nose ring out. Because I'll tell you what, I've been kicked in the nose with this, and hurts. Lots of blood. It has been said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's a quote from Jim Rohn. How does this relate to martial arts and life? Well, first off, I completely agree. We all have goals. We haven't all accomplished those goals. And how do you get there? It's work, and it's not working once. It's not working a little bit. It's being disciplined and consistent and following a path that usually takes longer and more effort and more money and just more than you ever would have imagined, because we tend to underestimate what it takes to achieve a goal. And there's actually I've read that there are studies that indicate that people grossly underestimate what things take. People underestimate. Actually, it's funny. On Thursday when I was on the job site, I was talking with my friend, and we had a conversation about this. How homeowners will think that doing certain projects will take 4 hours, 8 hours. This is a 2-day thing, and it's not days, it's weeks. And sometimes in an effort to save money, they'll volunteer to do some of the labor. And the more monotonous the thing, the longer it takes, the easier it is to underestimate. Oh, I'm going to put a bunch of drywall screws in. Okay, that'll be a couple hours. Here we are 2 days later, going, wow, this is a lot of screws. If you look at something like martial arts, where if you've been training for a while, it can be easy to underestimate certain things, because a lot of those things that we do are simple. Not easy, but simple. I find that interesting. But everything in life, the best way to get there is steady or sustained progress. Personal life, professional life, martial arts, other physical training. It doesn't really matter what it is, just keep plugging along. If you look at, no, we don't need to go there. You just keep going. You just keep showing up. Sometimes that's all you can do. It's better than not showing up. Good questions. All right. Homework coming at you soon. Don't forget, do the show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, here on YouTube. Turn on subscribe, turn on notifications for the channel so you can get notified that moment that the show goes live. If you want to ask a question, drop it below or email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com, because you can also listen in your podcast feed. All right, homework. I want you to think about your goals. I want you to think about the things that are important to you. Could be in your training, could be in something else. And I want you to think about what it's going to take to achieve that goal. And I want you to work backwards. What do you have to do? If this is something you're already working on, if this is something that you've already done this work in, I want you to write it out. Take that next step. What are the bullet points, the deliverables, the milestones in between you and this goal? The more specific you are, the more likely you are to achieve that goal. The easier it will be to get there. So don't underestimate writing things down and being specific and being open with yourself as to what's going on. Okay? I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care. Peace.